A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Green Bay Packers. Time for a much-needed and much-welcome diversion. The NFL is back. Here we go, week one. And this carries into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. 1-yard line. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
That one back, incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, here's Green Bay's third-year punter, J.K. Scott. Amir Abdullah deep from Minnesota. This is taken to the 23. That's going to go in the books as a... ...55-yard punt. Well done. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. 29-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. The tackle. Dalvin Cook's best game of 2019 came against these Packers. It was in week 2 early in the season, but he had 154 yards and a touchdown on the ground, though his Vikings actually wound up falling 21-16 at Lambeau. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Cousins gives way to Cook. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
He's brought down at the 30.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
That's good.
Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. A give. This is Cook. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Handoff comes to Cook. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Second and 12. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. Flushed out right. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. They may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, get a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
So many times someone's success is the product of a lot of things coming together really well. And for Aaron Jones in 2019, it all came together for him. He stayed healthy, was on the field for all 16 games, got handed the ball 100 more times last year, and as an end result, broke 1,000 yards in a season rushing for the first time in his career.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Second and 11 now. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Wright's got him. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
You gotta love a guy who'll stand in there and deliver. No matter what the pressure, waits for the route to come open, hangs in there, and completes the pass.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Going for the deep ball. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game. But this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. He's going to have the first down past the 20 as he's all the way up to the 24-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that one, and it'll move the chains.
And it's pretty evident when you watch how Minnesota plays, just how important Dalvin Cook is to their offense. 1,000-yard rusher a year before, the first one the Vikings had since Adrian Peterson was dominating their carries. And having Cook in the lineup for the bulk of the season, that made Minnesota exactly what their head coach Mike Zimmer wanted them to be. A much more physical team that complemented their defense.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
I love the durability of Kyle Rudolph. He hasn't missed a game for the Vikings since 2014. Always on the field, always contributing. They keep calling him a dependable target. He can be that and more. And remember, in the overtime win against New Orleans in the playoffs last year, who caught the game-winning touchdown? That guy right there, Kyle Rudolph.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. To throw, Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
On 3rd down, Cousins gonna let it fly for Rudolph. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not...
And he's into the clear. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. The 20. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones. 94 yards. And the Packers are able to strike quickly for 6.
For the extra point.
After a fairly uneventful first quarter, that last play, that'll make a few highlight clips.
It certainly will, and you're exactly right. The first quarter almost felt like a feeling out process, didn't it? Both teams, okay, what are we going to do? Looks like they ramped things up just a little bit to start the second quarter.
Taken in the end zone. And Abdullah will not try to bring it out.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Well, they have the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Packer pressure, and down he goes. It's Preston Smith. He gets the sack there.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And he's taken down. Back in his own 7. Zadarius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Working from the gun. Rodgers. Flush to his right. Man open. That's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. The give is to Jones. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Well, earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to defend him. I think you used the term bottle him up at different levels. They've struggled to do that.
They certainly have, because when you see them approach, in order to bottle him up at different levels, that front line's got to take care of business. Otherwise, he starts to slip through.
Looking deep for Adams. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. I know it appeared he was saying, hey, give me the football, I'm open, but I don't know if that's a pass that he should have thrown there.
Well, I don't think we've ever met a wide receiver that doesn't think he is open or is about to be open.
True.
So when you throw your hand up in the air and tell your quarterback, hey, I'm available, he's trusting that you are. In this case, he was not, and it turned into disaster for them.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Now left side on the swing pass. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
Complete.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
On the play. It's 3rd down.
Kenny Clark came into the league as one of the youngest players ever to be drafted. He's now one of the unsung leaders of this Packers defense. Went to the Pro Bowl for the first time after the 2019 season.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Third and short yardage. Cousins buying time to his left. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Field goal would have been a decent length at 55 yards. They keep the kicking unit on the sideline. They're going for it. They'll run for it. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Now Cousins. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out there? And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Got a imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground.
And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. He's able to get 4 back on the run, but now they'll have to find something here on 3rd and about 14. Looking deep for Adams. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Fielded in the end zone. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Cousins now. Dancing to his left. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And this is going to be Packer football. And they came out of the locker trailing. Not a good way to start this second half of their first drive.
Can't imagine that the discussion at halftime encompassed this at all. In fact, I'm sure they talked about, okay, kind of wipe the slate clean, start the second half, and let's go out and play the way we know that we can. That's not a great example of it.
They didn't envision that. Now a first down carry by Jones. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19. 2nd and 8 coming from the 19.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Again, it's Jones.
15-yard line. Rodgers.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And we can make the play himself, as we just saw there. That's a big day.
Complete.
First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Green Bay.
Now Rodgers.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
One back in the game. That's Jones, 2nd and goal. Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Complete to Devontae Adams.
4 yards on the touchdown grab. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Crosby with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Good word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Adrian Amos, the safety, able to make the play.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face, coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense,
he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Extra point try now for Crosby. And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and Abdullah will not try to bring it out.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field. And a third interception thrown by Cousins. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. They'll take over. So their woes on offense continue. That's the second pick thrown here in the third quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. A nice run there by Jones on first down as he'll wind up getting about 5, so 2nd and 5 coming up.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Jarius Wright that time, and it's 3rd and 5.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. From the gun, Rodgers. It's right, and they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
At the 8-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Only the Titans converted more red zone opportunities into touchdowns than the Packers last year, and they've got an opportunity here, 1st and goal. Give them 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. They'll try again with Jones. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Set him back 5. How crucial will those 5 yards be? We'll see as they come up again here, 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Rodgers. It's a foot race. pace. He's at the 50, the 30, 20, 10, and he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown.
I think this is where you have to have the term situational football in your head, because this game is pretty much in the palm of your hand, and the one thing you can't afford to do, turn the ball over. Now you've given the patient a little bit of a heartbeat, haven't you? And now they're feeling it, and they're back in this game.
Yeah, still a little bit of a lead, but that makes things more interesting. We're still just in the third quarter here.
That is good, and that'll make it 20-7.
It's the score. Packers 20, Vikings 7.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
26-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 27 yards there, a first down from Viking territory now. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Anthony Harris on the tackle.
They'll go again to Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
It's a loss of a yard.
And they'll try and run for it with Jones. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. So on now for the Packers at their all-time leading scorer, Mason Crosby. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that will swell the lead to 16. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards on the play as they try to chip away at this 16-point deficit.
10 at the 41-yard line.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Throwing, Cousins. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Zadarius Smith picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there. It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and a mile. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And his pass is intercepted for the third time today. Picked off at the 36. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now.
Packers 30, Vikings 7.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week one because they have not been particularly competitive here. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 38, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
For Green Bay. He's tackled at the 34-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Jones. And not much running room. Down to the 32. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
A 49-yard attempt.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will make the lead now 26. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. That'll bring up 2nd down. Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. And that's going to be incomplete. And good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. And he finds Cook. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. We're on a 3rd down gain of 19.
And the running back position just continues to evolve from what I saw as a youngster when you just took the ball from the quarterback and ran as far as you could. Nowadays, you've got to be able to catch the ball as well. And there were 15 running backs last season, partner, that ran for over 1,000 yards, but only 3 had 500 or more receiving yards as well. Leonard Fournette with Jacksonville, Christian McCaffrey, of course, with Carolina, and this guy right here, Dalvin Cook.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll throw again. Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
To the air again. It's Cousins. That is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 15. Cousins again. And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 36. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4. The Packers on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This will be, let's see, 38 yards out. And the 13-year man puts it through, and that will push the lead up from 26, and it grows up to 29. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Sharp, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Cousins gonna let it fly for Rudolph. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
For Green Bay,
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Rodgers with a handoff to Aaron Jones.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Brings up third down.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And that is incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
15-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
10 yards on the
Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about, in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now you get to the check down. A nice safe throw and a good one.
Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
They'll break the huddle, send 3 receivers left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 5. Throwing is Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook.
Cousins pass.
They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Flushed out right. He can run. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Possession.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Packers D comes up with a big stop. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll start out on the ground with Jones, and this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
For Green Bay, taken down at the 41. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Green Bay, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaud. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.